Good morning. Welcome to another vlog. It is 6:48 in the morning, and we are on our way in the gym. To the gym. Still waking up, but I can go ahead and tell you guys that I already kind of like this new schedule a little bit better. It actually feels like I'm getting up for work, you know what I mean? And this is the thing I used to do all the time, excuse me. I used to go work out in the morning time all the time. But I don't remember why I switched. I think I did it originally so I'd go to the gym when it was a little bit less packed. But on the weekends I'll still go to the gym and it's still in record. It's still crazy packed. So it's not like I'm expecting this place to be packed or anything. I think it's like the beginning of the March. It's like March 2nd. So around this time, most people all those New Year's resolutioners are pretty calmed down. And this time of day, I mean, it can be busy in the gym because you got a lot of people like your boy trying to get in a lift before work. But it's not too much different. We're like talking a max of 10 to 15 more people in there. So it's not a huge deal. Back when I was starting my business, I was trying to really figure out how to go about doing this. And I still wasn't very used to recording myself in the gym. But at this point, we're a few years in, and it definitely is second nature to me. But yeah, man, I don't remember the last time I used to work out like this all the time. Like when I worked in person, I used to have to be up at the gym at like 4:30 in the morning. I would open up the gym. And then around 6 o'clock, I would have 7 o'clock, I would have a first session. And then, I think I would have a few. It just depends. I remember I'd always have someone in the morning time. And then I would get my workout in. And then I'd have my afternoon clients, So that's I really, as tough as that was back then, waking up that early is definitely not on my agenda ever again. I mean, maybe not ever again, but not within the next upcoming year, But all that said, I do enjoy working out in the morning time. I just like getting it out of the way. One, I mean, that's part of it, but also I just like starting my day off high cortisol. I don't know how other way to say that. I don't know if you guys know this, give y'all a little hormone education here, but the main hormone that helps wake you up in the morning is cortisol, the stress hormone. So that it kind of just goes hand in hand, I guess, with that feeling, and it's something I'm just kind of I like it. I don't know. As far as the walking, this is typically when I get my walking in, but all I'm going to do is replace my walking time with what the workout time was, and then that way I can still technically keep working. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on my phone. So if I just, use that time for phone work, either hop on a treadmill, like today I'll probably have to because it's raining, or hop on, go outside, go for a walk, listen to an ebook, send out some messages, emails. When I'm on a treadmill, I can do some editing, but outside, I prefer not to edit. I'm a little bit distracted by nature, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. But as far as the workouts, me making out the workouts and stuff, like I was telling you guys last time too, that has been done. We got the full weeks of workout already set in place in motion. Today is lunge day, so we're gonna have to be a little careful because if you guys remember, that's when we hurt our leg last time. So we're going to be not super heavy with it, but we're going to test that out again, make sure we get nice and warmed up, all that fun stuff. And then I believe we got bench press on there. I believe we got a lot of stuff on it. Obviously, full body workout. But the main agenda here, as usual, is to, hit full body. Today is lunge focus, so we'll start with lunge. This week, I have it kind of set up, the next 4 weeks, I kind of have it set up to intro to conditioning is what I'm calling it. And it's just, cardio acceleration, bag work at the end with circuits. not just like flow work all the time. And what that'll lead into after 4 weeks is going to be more in condition, and there will be about 6 weeks of in condition training, followed by 2 weeks of deload. And that's when that 2 weeks of deload. So we basically got 10 weeks of a solid cut going on ahead of us. And during that deloads when we're going to reassess and see like how everything's looking, how we're, what we're doing. Am I going to continue down with the cut? Or am I going to, switch over to more of a maintenance and focus more on like athleticism? That's 10 weeks down the road. So I don't even need to really be thinking about it right now, not until at least 5 weeks in. So all that said, we got some conditioning training and stuff coming up as far as the workouts and stuff go. And so, yeah, those are the big changes, working out in the morning time, making it a little bit more consistent with the workouts. Other than that, everything is roughly the same. I did drop my calories down to 22 to 2,400, but that was just mainly because like I kept overeating, and it wasn't like I was overeating I was snacking. I kept like getting into shit I wasn't supposed to be getting into. And so I dropped those down to kind of give that a buffer, and kept the protein the same. And we are down to I think it was 214.6 as of this morning. So lowest we've weighed, which is good. We got out of that little sticking point at 215, 216. But we need to keep going, and we need to keep going another like 10 pounds. So I think that 2,200. 2,200 is about as low as I'm willing to go, as far as calories go. If we go anything too much lower than that, we're going to run into some issues. So we'll keep all that in mind, but your boy needs to go inside and get warmed up, and I'll get after. All right, we got some warm-up sets in, and I feel okay. The hamstring's not like, it honestly feels way better than it did last week when we did them. So that's a good sign. I'm not going to go heavier than like 185 on these. We're just playing it safe, but it feels good. It feels good. We're going for 6 on each side on these. I already did 2 warm-up-ish shits, so this will be 3 more to go. And I always will try and pop you guys out with the last 3 sets to go, just to make sure we can get everything in. All right, bad leg first. It's just it's the balance, but I'm just having to put a little bit more thought into it. Come on. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, it's really just a matter of like having to shift my weight into more of my toes on this foot. This foot automatically kind of does that. So give it a big break, and I think we'll confidently go up to 185. And I'll go ahead and say this too. I've got I'll go ahead and post up like right here what we've got up for the day. Like I have it all programmed out. But like I left out specifically stuff like accessory work, my the glute stuff I do, tricep stuff that I was talking about needing to start improvement on last week and stuff like that. That stuff I'm kind of keeping floating around. So it's not super like concrete. Like there are like main stuff I want to make sure I'm hitting, right? Like, like the main lift, the conditioning, stuff like that, full body aspect. But also, there's also stuff in there that I'm just kind of throwing in there, like hitting more glutes, hip work, internal, external rotation on the hips. Like I said, the triceps and the shoulder mobility, stuff like that. And I'm gonna throw that stuff in on top of this, but I don't want it to be something that's so set in stone that like I'm like, not having as much freedom with it, because those are meant for me to try stuff around, not to do an exact movement necessarily every time. Now, I definitely can if it becomes a big enough issue. You know, there are definitely certain movements that I can just get in line with doing every single time. But if that was the case with something like that, like a mobility issue thing, I would just throw that into my warm-up. You know, I wouldn't do it usually for like sets and reps and stuff. I would just like make it automatic by adding it to my warm-up and doing it every time for my warm-up. So that's how I personally would go about doing that. Because it's not like you're doing it for like heavy weight, you know what I mean? Like it's more about getting the repetitions in if you're going for mobility reasons. It's not a weight thing. I think a lot of people mess it up with mobility exercises because they're like, oh yeah, I need to do more weight for strength and muscle. Like, that's not what you're doing. That's not what you're doing at all. All right. Again, the weight's not just crazy, but I do need to pay attention, so I'll probably shut the hell up here. Oop, see? All right. Oh. We're gonna rack that up. We're gonna rack that up. See, that's what I mean. That was close. I can tell it's like it's just the unbalance with it. And I felt that pull, dude. I definitely felt that pull. That made me a little nervous. Okay, we're going to drop the weight. And honestly, one more set with these. I'll crank out some stuff for like glutes and stuff. Make sure the legs are hit, but like, I'm not gonna push that limit. Yeah, that was not cool. I mean, that definitely was not, it didn't pull, you know, I just felt it back there, which was really, it honestly is kind of eye-opening because I could feel exactly where it was. It's like inner thigh to glute, like a very weird area. But I can tell it's because, especially after that, I can very much tell that like it's probably because my hip, I think, is internally rotating. And so it's wanting to do this. And so when I push out, it's pulling on all that. And then I felt it was the glute. I think it is the glute. And so, I don't know. It's like right where the glute and the hamstring connect. So it's kind of a hard spot. But if I do some external rotation, work on getting that hip out, I think that is what's helped me kind of start healing so fast with a lot of this stuff. Because I've been spamming those. I haven't been recording them. I'm not going to record them today. They're not a very pleasant shot to record. You guys can just look that up. All that being said, I have done it before. I have recorded them before, so they're on there. But I've got to start spamming those. So as soon as I get done with these, I'm going to pop into the glute room, and I'm not going to record it. I might at some point. I just don't feel like recording that today. And we're going to spam those for like 4 sets of 10, just to make sure we're really hitting that. Because last time I did those, like, I got a really good squeeze, and I felt like I was hitting stuff that I haven't been needing, you know, really hitting as much as I should. Now, I want to address internal rotation too, so like, or not internal rotation, but adduction. So when you go out, like knees go out, when you're pushing your hips out, that's abduction. The way I always remember this is like when you're pushing your hips out, your obliques can get affected, which is part of your abs. So I think abduction. And then adduction, you're bringing it together. You're adding your legs together. And that's just kind of the internal part. I'll need that too. If I just completely ignore that, which that's extremely strong, like it's overbearingly strong on these legs. But like if I ignore that completely, I'll get even another imbalance, and then I'll start, you know, when I'm squatting, you're gonna start seeing this, you know? So, or not that, but like a not good. Let's just say that. A not good. But we're gonna do one more set of 8 to 12. I'm not gonna push it too much. If it's still kind of tight, I'm gonna back off of it and just spam those that abduction, because tomorrow, I believe we still, like, I've tried to make sure we got a lot of legs coming up. Just because, you know, last week we really deloaded off of them. So we should be good to go with the legs. All right, let's test this baby out. man. I'm in a rock and a hard place. Let me do this. It felt okay, but I can tell it's aggravated, and I just don't want to piss it off. You know what I mean? So here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. And you know what? I can't complain because this is the exact movement that hurt it in the first place, and it was like just over a week ago. So I can't really complain about it. That's about on average how long you can expect to be kind of hurt. So that said, we still got some legs we can do. So I'm gonna go ahead. I've got leg extension and hamstring curls on the list later this week. I'm gonna spam some glutes and some adduction. There's a whole glute room over here. So I'm gonna use probably 4 sets, or maybe we'll do 3 sets of each, so I'm gonna do 2. But I'm gonna do external rotation, so it's the pushing in the out with the thighs. And then I'm gonna probably do some like standing hip thrust, which is just gonna basically be a glute bridge. Just knock those out real quick. And then I believe I have bench press. We have cardio acceleration today. So that's another reason why I'm kind of being a little, be careful, you know, because I believe we have bench press, dumbbell bench press, cardio acceleration with jump squats. So the legs are gonna be attacked again. So let me get that done. Forgot that y'all were over there. Well, hopefully y'all heard the words I just said. We're just gonna go very slow. Because remember, this is supposed to be the break. If we're doing cardio acceleration. By the way, if you didn't hear, we're doing cardio acceleration. And then I'm gonna do just a few, just regular body weight. Because technically, what I have programmed is 30 seconds of squat jumps. But that might just be a little bit too intense, you know? So if that's the case, always just modify a little bit. Especially with cardio acceleration, because I guarantee you, there is going to be a point in which you need to modify. And if there is not, you are not using enough weight. So, I digress. Oh, I just realized I got new lights in here. I wonder if it looks a little different. Sit here looking at the ceiling, it's like, oh, what's that? Good. Just gotta be careful as I'm moving. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn these into regular body weights. Because while I feel okay, I can feel that area kind of wanting to pull. Not when I'm doing the actual squat jumps though. It's really when I'm getting up and down with the weight. Oh yeah. 5, 6. These feel good though. I can really open my hip up. 8. One more. I can feel that limitation in there. And we've been doing a lot of just really focusing on that area. And I do feel like it's helping. Like outside of just recovering the injury, like I do feel like it's like affecting like the way I walk like drastically. Mainly just because I can feel it. Okay. Like that, like when I move just like that, that's kind of what got it. It's definitely tightening up when I do that, so anyway. Probably should have used a little bit more weight on those, but we will have a pushed focus day coming up here soon. Is it tomorrow? I can't remember. Cannot remember. Five more. Whew, I'm sweating. Heart rate's up. Okay. All right. That wasn't too bad. But that's mainly because I wasn't just trying to rush it. It's working though. I think I'll have to check the program, but I believe we have cable rows and jump rope next, but let me check that and we'll confirm. Man, y'all gotta remind me to wear a hat. So that way this thing's gonna be flopping around everywhere. I'm gonna start doing these jump ropes. We're gonna do, I believe we keep it simple with these too. I think we're doing 12 of these. Yeah, I think we're doing 12 reps on the cable rows, and then we're doing 50 with the jump ropes. Very slow. We're not trying to just go super fast with it. I mean, if we want to at the end, we can go faster with it because it'll be the last one. But it's really, again, the cardio acceleration is not designed for you to go balls to the wall, because that's how you're going to get hurt. Okay, cardio acceleration is designed for you to do something instead of resting. You know, most of the time you're going to rest and sit there for 60 seconds. When you're doing cardio acceleration, you're just simply moving. Even at this pace, it's consuming more oxygen than you can recover. And that's the whole point of doing a circuit like that. But just make sure you guys don't fucking get hurt doing stuff I'm telling you to do. It's my only disclaimer. Let me go suicide grip, honestly, with these. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a pretty good weight. Again, maybe need a little bit more, but at the same time, I'm not trying to get that hamstring upset, because I do feel it when I do those. Hold on. This headphone's about to pop out on me. Okay, good on those. Probably need to slow those down. Need to be, the big thing with cardio acceleration, again, is it's more about time, not intensity with that. So 30 seconds instead of like 15 to 20. That's starting to burn though. That's the sign this cardio acceleration's doing its job. Did not get that same feeling with the bench, but
See, if I go too slow, it messes my rhythm up. Got about 20 more. Good. One more. One more. Whew. Goodness me. And then you always finish out your cardio acceleration. I see a lot of people stop on their last weighted exercise. Like, no. That is not what we're doing. Oh, come on. Well, almost got that double under. Ugh. Okay, we still got a lot left. I still got to go ahead and supposedly do some RDLs and cardio accelerate that with some slam ball. So we're gonna do it, but you know what? I'm trying to decide if I want to do it or not. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna test it out, and then if we end up doing it, you guys will see me pull y'all out. If not, you guys will see me in the car, so. All right, well, here's how it ended up going down. I did do some RDLs, but I only did 2 sets. They didn't feel bad. Honestly, next time I'll probably do them. If I hadn't have done so much leg stuff earlier in the workout, I would have recorded them. I honestly forgot that I had those on the agenda till I saw the program. But they did feel good. I just didn't do any weight with them. I really just use it as more of a stretch and to kind of feel my way out through it. And they'll definitely be thrown into the mix. But like, I genuinely think those that standing hip thrust, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. It's a new machine, so I've never actually, I think I used it one time before today. I told you guys I wasn't going to record it. I did end up recording it, but you know, wasn't anything too disgraceful. But I could definitely tell whenever I did those that I could feel exactly the part that I needed to work. Like I could feel it. So we'll do both of those. I think it was a good combination of both. Definitely a glute thing, but I'm telling y'all, I am very much enjoying the working out in the morning time so far. I feel like I've gotten so much done today. And it hasn't even started yet. It's like 9 o'clock. Isn't that nice? Oh, very much enjoying that a lot. Again, I think it was just, I was just too loosey-goosey before, you know? Like, it's just, I felt like, you know, and here's the thing, like, technically, I can be loosey-goosey like that and not really affect, you know, not really see any downsides besides that feeling of no organization and that feeling of not having a good routine and setup, which is very big. Like, a lot of people downplay that feeling. But it's exactly what keeps you consistent, you know? And so, like, it is a big deal. And it's something that'll keep you looking forward and having, like, for lack of a better term, just having, like, hope in your day. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have any, like,
you know, you don't really think too far down the road when you don't have a routine set. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard to even think of like, okay, I'm going to do this and do that because you can't even plan it out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel so much better now that we're doing it that way. And it just feels like, not that I'm doing more in a day or anything. I was still doing all the same stuff before. It just actually feels like a work day. You know? I don't know how else to describe it. Like, if you work a home job, you probably know, like if you work from at home, you probably know what I'm talking about. That feeling of just like, oh my God, I need to get out of the house kind of feeling. You know what I mean? Like, you're just there all the time. You're not really socializing as much because you're at home, you're working, you're comfortable at home. And it throws off your routine, man, because you don't have to. You don't have the constraints. You don't have the need to do so. Until you start trying, I say that, until you realize how much of a habit, how much habit really does help. And, you know, like I said, I think it's going to be a big extra little push or extra breath of air for this next phase, man. These next 10 weeks, which are going to be pretty rough because, like I said, we're dropping the calories just a little bit, but a little bit goes a long ways when you're dropping calories. But anyways, we're on our way back home. Tomorrow, I think we have pull focused tomorrow, which would be weighted pull-ups. So we got weighted pull-ups tomorrow. And I say that because I believe on Friday we did push. So we'll have push again on Thursday this upcoming week. But all that being said, I'll see you guys then. Peace.